It's another really dominant weekend for you guys as a team. Just curious to ask Kale this question. You've been around a little while now. Why do you think it is programs haven't been able to close the gap much at all against you guys?
I don't know. I don't think there's any like secret sauce or anything. It's just keep doing the same things and focusing on the bigger picture of things, and in terms of being, getting ready for the next match or preparing for things later in life, not just wrestling, and instilling values and into your day to day that means something to you and that means something to God and that make a difference. But everybody knows them. They're not some crazy, fable or message that you've never heard. It's just, making what's the quote? It's something like extraordinary is just ordinary over and over.
Mitch, I talked to Kale about team chemistry. You've been here a couple of years now, but talk about, guys like Marcus and PJ who haven't been here as long, but you see, at the Iowa match, seeing, guys like Rocco and Cole get big wins and just on the bench, you guys celebrate as much. Just talk about the team chemistry, not only with the younger guys, but with all the guys on the team.
Yeah. I just think it's nice to be able to look, down the line both ways, and just, you got guys that are, ready to go, and they're not only ready to go in the wrestling, but they're enjoying it, and they're having fun, and maybe it's competing against each other as well. Not like physically wrestling each other, but whether it's I want to get more takedowns than this guy or whatever, just things like that, and it's good. I think camaraderie is a big thing. Making people feel like that they matter, and that they belong on a team and stuff like that.
Are you getting tired of wrestling Michael Caliendo?
Honestly, it's whoever they send out. Set it up.
What do you learn? Like, are you able to learn anything as you wrestle him? Like, so what do you learn? Like, is it one thing every time, or is it just?
Yeah. Well, you definitely learn a lot about a person and their coaching staff, like, and what they want to choose to try to throw out and employ against you the next time you wrestle, and then the next time, and then the next time, and then the next time. It's like you get to see their thoughts, but then you also get to see who they are, like, when they do step out, like, how, like, what was it? Mike Tyson said, like, everybody's got the plan until you get punched in the face. I think that was maybe Tyson, but like, like, there is a part of that, but then there's also a part of like preparing. It's been like how long? Almost a year since we wrestled, so you get to see, things that they've tried to implement or they've done since then, and I think you definitely get better. It's like it's easier to beat, it's easier to win once or beat someone one time than it is to continually do it and be successful. I think Coach Kale talks about that, maybe even with you guys, like when, it's harder to win again and again and again. So, it definitely makes you level up for sure.
Well, and that's just it. You faced him now 7 times, and you know the record against him. But they always say, well, it's tough to beat a team 3 times in the same season, or it's tough. I mean, so 7 times over the course of how many seasons now? He knows a lot about you. You know a lot about him, and nothing's really limited. So, kind of, what are your thoughts on how it can be so one-sided?
Making it a game is definitely fun. Like making it enjoyable. Yeah, just like playing games. Like you learn a guy. It's funny, like we've never spoken, but it's like we know a lot about each other, about like little tendencies and little things. I think that's fun. And at the end of the day, I think like, you try to make people out to be like hero and enemy and like all this stuff, but it's like at the end of the day, like if things got serious and like, the world turned upside down, you'd want those guys like on your team. You'd want to be able to go to battle with any wrestler that you wrestle or compete against. So at the end of the day, it's like, keeping that in mind too. Like no one's really an enemy.
The standard is, treat every duel the same, every practice the same, but against Iowa, when it's, I guess until recently it wasn't this one-sided, but Penn State and Iowa have always kind of been somewhat, rivals depending on who you ask. And to stick it to them like that in their arena, does that give you any personal sense of pride, or just business as usual?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're meaning. I just don't think, I think pride is a very slippery slope, and ego and things like that. And, like I said earlier, like paying attention to the things that matter. Like, if you're paying attention to things like that, I think, it becomes a thing where you're not treating everything the same, right? And then, when you're in the NCAA finals and that's the biggest thing ever, and then you can't breathe and your stomach hurts and you're going out there nervous, right? So it's just like, I think really at the end of the day, it's like making this like an eternal thing, and just like, this is a lot more than just a wrestling match, you know what I mean? So more so to your point, it's like, put who you are, not what you are out there,
All right.
Good.
Okay, thank you, Mitchell.
Great. Thanks, guys.